loud, okay? So here we go. First up, our dinner sponsor is Family First Home Health. Great job. Okay, that's what you have to do, everyone else. Okay, Quality ER, where are you today? All right. Our cocktail sponsors, Alliance Bank. There you go. Greenville Floral Gifts. Remax 3D Real Estate. L3 Harris. Our table sponsors, All Cities Real Estate, the Hometown Group, and the Legacy Group. All Tams Builders Plus. American National Bank. Casa for Hunt County. City of Greenville. GEUS. The Greenville Independent School District. Hancock Whitney. Hunt County Children's Advocacy Center. Hunt Regional Healthcare. Kinsey Abstract and Sabine Title. Landon Winery. Lone Star Credit Union. See, you want to come because if you don't come and we do all your name, you're not here, it's kind of sad. So, this is for you to get your tickets next year. All right, Money Law Firm, a First American Title Office. Nissan of Greenville and Greenville Hyundai. Harris Junior College. Surf Pro. Sickles Roofing and Construction. Solvay Composite Materials. Texas A&M Commerce. The Tarpley Agencies and Tarpley Realtors. Rides Air Conditioning. Our supporting sponsors are Atlas Energy Corporation. Cornerstone Insurance. Greenville Health and Rehab. Law Offices of Morgan and Gocher. Marigold Therapy Center. Okay, our final big thank you is to our annual partner, the Greenville Board of Development. Thank you so much. We appreciate what you guys do to bring strong businesses to our community, making us a business-friendly community. And so thank you again for partnering with us and bringing on this banquet. Okay, I'd also like to thank our chamber ambassadors and board members. So many of them were out volunteering today. They were greeting, they were setting up tables, and just all of the ambassadors just tend to jump in and do what they need to do to help make our community a better place. So thank you to all of you that did that. Thank you to Greenville Floral for our table decorations. Luann and her team did a fabulous job with our table decorations tonight. And thank you to Langdon's Winery, Benny Keith, and St. Paul's Episcopal Church for our beer and wine tonight. Okay, so here's the thing. I grew up Southern Baptist. I'd never seen a church sponsor beer and wine tonight. So I was like, what? So if you're into that, go to the St. Paul's Episcopal Church. They can sponsor beer and wine. Thank you so much to our photographer, Mr. Pinocchi Corellis. He will be leaving soon, so if you want to get your pictures made, make your way over there here in just a few minutes. He's with the high school, the Greenville High School yearbook program, so he's doing that as part of that. Later on, whoever registered for the event tonight, you will get a link for all of the pictures that are taken tonight, so that's how you will get your pictures from taking them with Mr. Corellis over there. Thank you to Occasions at Stone River. They are the ones that are providing our food this evening. Yes, we're happy about that. So now, the only thing standing between you and food is John Dixon. He is going to to dismiss you by table so that you can get in line in the serving lines. There are 3 different serving lines, so he will dismiss you to do that, and we will get started around 7:30 with our program. Thank you, guys.
I don't know how I got to be so lucky or unlucky to be that guy tonight. So if you look at the center of your table, where on the vertical stand there's a table number there. So take note of your table number. So we'll go by table number. So the first release is going to be tables 1 through 8. So it's front row here. There's 3 stations, 1 on each corner of the room. So 1 through 8, you all go ahead and go to the buffets.
Good evening. I have some really good news for you. Are you ready? We do not have a speaker tonight. So, Greg has told me that you would be so happy about that I should share that with you. So, we don't have a speaker tonight. Tonight, we are going to celebrate the wonderfully great people we have in our community. And that's what we're going to do tonight. So I want you to sit back, relax. You don't have to look at your clock thinking, when's the program going to start? This is the program. So enjoy your food, and we're going to get started. We have some very special guests in the room tonight. So when I call your name, if you would, please stand and remain standing until I get through the entire list. And then if everyone will hold your applause, this time you get to hold it. And then when we get everyone stood up, we'll do a big round of applause at the very end. All right, let's get started. First up, with the City of Greenville, we have our very own Mayor, Jerry Ransom. Our Mayor Pro Tem, Al Atkins. Councilmember Terry Thomas. Councilmember Kristen Washington. Councilmember Tim Cruz. Councilmember Ben Collins. Councilmember Kenneth Freeman. City Manager Summer Spurlock. From our Juice Board, we have Greg Chesney and Sue Ann Hardy with us tonight. And our General Manager, Miss Alicia Hooks. Our School Board, we have Athea Cruz with us tonight. I apologize. We have Trina Stafford. We have Tish Woodruff. Ann Haynes. Bonnie Stewart. Roger Livingston. And our Superintendent, Ms. Sharon Booth. From our President of the Paris Junior College, we have Dr. Pam England. From Hunt Regional Healthcare, we have our President and CEO, Mr. Lee Bowles. And we have State Representative Brian Slade. Thank you to each and every one of you that serve our community every single day. At this time, I would like to bring up Ms. Shelley Corellis. She is our Chamber President and CEO, and she's making a long walk to the front. Shelley has done a fantastic job. I've been so impressed with what she's done. She picked up the ball and just took it and ran with it with so much energy, and she just brings so much light to our community. So thank you for that, Shelley.
Thank you, Dinesh. I appreciate it. A moment in time. That is our theme tonight. We kill time. We save time. We rob and get robbed of time. We also have all the time in the world, but not one of us is powerful enough to stop the march of time or slow it down. February 2020 was our last banquet, and 1 month later, we know what happened in March of 2020. It seemed as though time had stopped. We all experienced time in a different way. We went through a strange passing of time, with new experiences that we never experienced before, from economic instability, health-related anxiety, and social isolation, from missing milestones in our lives, like weddings and graduations, birthdays and holidays. It is a time that I would rather forget, but it's also a time that will last in my memory forever. February 2021. was the date of our next annual banquet, but because of the time of uncertainty, it was canceled. However, the Greenville Chamber of Commerce began to ramp up and do business in 2021, and time began to flow again. In 2021, the Greenville Chamber of Commerce gained 79 new members with almost 5,000 followers on Facebook, reaching over 60,000 people. Our website accumulated almost 20,000 hits. We had 21 ribbon cuttings, 7 business before hours, 9 business after hours, 4 quarterly membership luncheons, and 9 free donut Fridays. We hosted a new member breakfast, a different kind of Hunt County Days, GISD new teacher luncheon, a Grinchmas Christmas, get this, a casino and auction that netted us almost $28,000, and a golf tournament where we made $24K. I am also happy and proud to say that our 2021 leadership class raised close to $30,000 and gave back 100% of it to Meals on Wheels at the Senior Center Resources and Public Transit. Can the leadership class of 2021 stand and be recognized? All right. Furthermore, our Chamber Alliance, which is the Hunt County Senior Service Alliance, and a lot of you in the audience are members of this, raised over $19,000 and serviced 263 senior citizens in our community to give back through a warmth drive at Christmas time. And we also awarded a cash scholarship to the Rotary Satellite Club of Greenville to end human trafficking through our funds from the casino auction night. The mission of the Greenville Chamber of Commerce is to partner with the business community by providing opportunities for prosperity. In a year in which time seemed to stop, you and your business step forward to help us fulfill our mission. And for that, I thank you. Also tonight would like to thank my chamber employees. Lonnie Schoenfeld, Director of Membership. Can you stand? And Renee Hudson, Director of Events. I thank you for all you do to achieve our mission and all that they do for you. I'm looking forward for what all of us, including you, are going to do in this year, 2022. At this time, I would like to recognize the great people of Greenville who represent our community and who are the best spokespersons that you will ever meet for the Greenville Chamber of Commerce, and that is the Board of Directors. So please stand when I call your name and remain standing. Stinson Sanders, the Tarpley Agency's past chair of the board. Holly Gray, Century 21 First Group, incoming chair of the board. Katie Ridge, Cornerstone Insurance, executive board chair. Miranda Spencer, American National Bank, executive treasurer. Holly Goetzer, Morgan & Goetzer Law Office, executive board chair. Willie Morgan, individual. Amy Wade, the Greenville Educational Enrichment Foundation. Derek Price, Celebrate Media Group. Bonnie Stewart, Hunt Regional Lab Solutions. Sheila Bessel, Alliance Bank. David Ellis, Greenville Board of Development. Beth DeTomo, Atmos Energy. Kelly Bullock, Family First Home Health. Erica Contreras, GEUS. Liz Norman, Lono Education Foundation. Vince Patterson, Prestige Integra Insurance. Andy Stewart, the Hometown Group, All City Real Estate. Richard Carter, the Boys and Girls Club. Kevin Banks, the City of Greenville Tourism. Sharon Booth, Greenville ISD. Lee Bowles, Hunt Regional Healthcare. Mayor Jerry Ransom, City of Greenville. Greg Sims, the Greenville Board of Development. and Judge Bobby Stovall, Hunt County Judge, who can all be here tonight with us. So please give this wonderful group a big round of applause, and I thank you for your service. And lastly, I have a very special award that I'm presenting tonight. This award is for a guy that I've known since we were teenagers. He grew up in Greenville, graduated from Greenville High School in 1984. He's been married for 19 years, has 4 children, 5 granddaughters, and a chocolate lab named Dottie, who happens to be his favorite child. He was the market manager at Brookshire's for 30 years, and for the past 9 years has worked as a realtor for Tarpley Realtors. He has a ranch in Greenville where he raises Black Angus Hereford mix. And during 2020-2021, he served as chairman of the board, and I'm pretty sure that he did not know what he was getting himself into. It was a rough COVID year with all the changes in the community and the chamber itself. He came by or called on a weekly basis to check on me. He attended all events and was right there beside me during board meetings. I am so appreciative and so grateful for his support. He loves serving the community and helping others to see what great things Greenville has to offer. His wife, Allison, made a comment that he is one of the Greenville's biggest cheerleaders. And although he doesn't look like it, because of his size, I totally agree with her. So tonight, I present Stinson Sanders with the 2021 Board Member of the Year.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dixon. At this time, I would like to invite Ms. Tracy Vincent to come forward with Britex Bubbles. She is going to share with us our Ambassador of the Year. Tracy.
Hello everyone, I just got tall enough for that. It was an honour to receive the 2019 Ambassador of the Year Award. It's also an honour to be able to stand up here tonight to present the 2021 Ambassador of the Year. But before we do that, I'd just like to say a few words about our Ambassador Programme. The Ambassadors are volunteers who are members of the Chamber who donate their time to supporting not only the events that you see here, but the behind the scenes. We act as liaison to different community members, to other Chamber members, and to interact with them and the Chamber and create better networks. Sorry, my voice is going a bit. Oh. We are lucky in Greenville to have a strong and active ambassador program. The ambassador's role is often public relations as well. And in Greenville, we've been strengthening those relationships. The strongest chambers also actively seek and encourage input from their ambassador program and helps with growth for events and innovative developments within the whole chamber. And as Greenville grows as a city, one of the things that we are going to need are more ambassadors. We currently have 25 who do an incredible job. As Danisha mentioned earlier, not only do we do the public relations stuff, meet and greet, but the work behind the scenes in helping set up for this evening, and also sit on the committees for the events like the golf and the annual auction. So there's a lot of work going in for it. So having said that, whether you are a new member to the Chamber or whether you're already an existing member, we would really love you to think about joining the Ambassador Programme. It runs from April. We're looking, enthusiasm is the only thing that's required, and your time. Yeah, we ask for quite a bit of it, but it's great fun and the rewards are fantastic. You don't get paid. The ambassador application forms are available through the Chamber. If you have any questions about the ambassador programme, you can ask any of the ambassadors, or you can go to the Chamber and ask like Shelley or Vinay or Lonnie Schoenfeld about the programme. Lonnie's been heading up the ambassador programme for the Chamber, leading our meetings. Now, the only thing you're interested in is actually knowing who the Ambassador of the Year is. But before that, I really want to say thank you to all our current ambassadors. We have 25. Not all of them are able to be here tonight, but because of the work and dedication they've put into this chamber, I am going to acknowledge all of them. We're going to start with Luann Dickens, Greenville Floral and Gifts. We have Rose Hayden. If you'd like to stand up, you know the drill. Come on, stand up. Rose Hayden Hunt Regional Healthcare. Amy Williams GEUS. Violet Atkins Servpro, at the back over there. Katie Bridge, Cornerstone Insurance. Patty Donahoe, Best Western Plus Monaco Royal Hotels. Jason Carpenter, Latsons.com. Liz Patterson, Prestige Integra Insurance. Debbie Sickles. I think you'll know Debbie. That's yours, I've lost that now. With the Insurance Group of North Texas. Sheila Ellis, Altrusa International Greenville. Leanne Bledsoe, Farmers Insurance. Shannon Hansen, Town and Country Insurance. Beth Detomo, Atmos Energy Corporation. Trina Colban, Senior Centre Resources and Public Transport. Julia Wenzel, Hunt Regional Healthcare. We're almost at the end. Deanna Bates, Terry Driggers Realty Service. I know Deanna's over there. Donna Acantius with Steel Creek Self-Storage. Karen Clark, Altrusa International of Greenville. Tammy Schaefer, All Time Holders. Nanette Nolte, State Farm Insurance. David Wyland, back there, with Section 21 Paxton. Holly Wilson, who I know isn't here, but she's Centre Representative, City of Greenville. Willie Morgan, individual member who's out the back there serving drinks. Alyssa Davis, Hunt Regional Healthcare. And Casey Ralston at Home Texas Real Estate. One of those names on that list is going to be our Ambassador of the Year for 2021. There are a number of ambassadors who are in close contention for this award because of the amount of effort and time they've all put in. I mean, every ambassador puts a lot of time in. There were a few that were really just up there. I really don't know very much to say about this person, except when they walk into the room, they warm it up, they lighten it up, they are incredibly friendly, incredibly helpful, and if you ask them to do anything, they will do it for you. I also saw a video of them sitting on the side of the road with the wheel off their vehicle and the rubber off that wheel going, does anybody know how we fix this? So I'm assuming they worked it out because they managed to get from California back to Texas. Anyway, the final selection for our 2021 Ambassador of the Year was Jason Carpenter.
Every single person in this room, and I love Greenville.
That's awesome. I love their energy. Man, Tracy is just, she's also an advocate for this community. I get on Facebook and Tracy has posted something about Greenville or someone in Greenville. So big shoes to fill there. All right, next up we have Miss Amy Melton. She's with Wright's Air Conditioning, and she has a very special presentation to share with us tonight. And I know she's worked really hard on this, and we're super proud to have her come up here. And she looks gorgeous tonight. Come on up, baby.
Good evening, guys. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Amy Melton, and I, along with my awesome husband, Michael, beautiful daughter, Emma, and amazing son-in-law, Kyle, are the proud owners of Wright's Air Conditioning here in Greenville. Sorry, I kind of tend to move when I talk. School teacher can't help it. And I'm just so very, very excited to be here tonight for several reasons, but mainly because I get to present a very special recognition tonight. And it's special because each of the recipients of this recognition represent companies and industries that have served our community, Greenville and Hunt County, for over 50 years. Yeah, right? That's amazing, isn't it? Yes. I'm sorry. Speaking of 50, guys, give me a minute here. You know, sometimes when you're over 50, it's cool, like when you're going to be recognized for all your accomplishments and your longevity, and sometimes it just stinks when you have to put on the readers. But you know what? These awards are way too important for me to just put to chance, so here I am. A couple of months back, the Greenville Chamber of Commerce decided to promote a social media campaign and reach out to those companies who have served Greenville and Hunt County areas for 50 or more plus years. And I have to admit, initially, I was shocked at the enormous response. Our company, Wright's, was established in 1945, and to say that I am proud of the fact that we have been serving our loyal customers of Hunt County and Greenville for over 77 years would definitely be an understatement for sure. Thank you. We are so proud of that fact, and that we actually use that in most of our advertising and our campaigns, because to us, that fact just reflects our desire to continually support and service the customers, our family and our friends of our hometown, and that's all of you. So thank you for making that a possible thing for us to do. As proud as I am to have such deep-rooted roots in this, in our community with our company, I was surprised to see how many other companies share that with us. Many of them have been in business for 50 years and longer. Some of them over 100. So amazing, right? That is great. It is almost hard to believe that a company could sustain for 50 plus more years. If you think about it, a lot happens in 50 years, doesn't it? Just thinking about our last 50 years, or goodness, our last 2 years, right? We haven't got to do this in over 2 years. We have survived and we have thrived. We survived through things such as World War II. Some of our businesses being recognized tonight witnessed World War I, Vietnam War, Gulf War, tragedies of 9/11, sorry, a little closer. And let's throw in a couple of ice storms and some snowstorms with those rolling power outages. And yeah, let's not forget a national pandemic, just for good measure. But those companies have thrived. They continue to be a role model and to serve our community, making our community their priority, meeting our needs. During this time of surviving, they also experienced what I call thriving. Some wonderful developments in the last 50 years. Think about that. Some of these companies have witnessed space travel, the invention of the cell phone, the World Wide Web. Gosh, what do you do without that? Facebook. Oh, no. Amazing advances in science and health, and not to mention technology advancements. What in the world would we do without those things today that make our everyday lives so much easier? So when you think about those things, it's amazing to understand what these companies have actually gone through. And with that, during those times, not only did these companies rise above just simply offering employment to our family and our friends and our neighbors, but they have also supported each other by serving on various boards, city councils, sponsoring and attending social events. So in addition to their own companies thriving, these companies have helped Greenville and Hunt County thrive as well. It is their businesses, their voices, that make our community better. Their experience and support for our community proves time and time again that Greenville and Hunt County are much like an ecosystem, and that when we work together, great things truly can happen. And so from sponsoring sports events to hosting and attending community events, these businesses that I am about to recognize are truly an important part, an integral part of the history of Greenville and Hunt County. When I call the name of your business, would you please stand and let us appropriately and formally appreciate you for your past, current, and continued support of our community? Our first one is Atkins and Florist, 109 years. Arms of Hope, along with Goals ISD, 96 years. Altrusa International of Greenville, 109 years. Automatic Gas, 67 years. Bank of Celeste, 122 years. Cash Supply Utility District, 59 years. Crawford Smith, 78 years. Carpenter TV, 60 years. Curtis and Alexander PC, 91 years. Delta Logistics, 117 years. Duncan Electric, 67 years. Edward Jones with Tom Hosey's office, 53 years. G. Moore Painting, 63 years. GEUS, 131 years. The Greenville Entertainment Series, 75 years. Going strong. Greenville's Park and Recreations, 53 years. Greenville Transformer, 60 years. Hunt Regional Healthcare, 62 years. Kinsey Abstract and Sabine Title Company, where are you? Aren't you here? I thought so. Stand up. 126 years. Stand up. Be proud. Be proud. Be proud. Lake Printing, 70 years. Memory Land Memorial Park, 77 years. St. Paul's Episcopal School, 53 years. Oh, I love this family. The Tarpley Agency, Tarpley Realtors, 95 years. United Way of Hunt County, 72 years. And last but not least, my personal personal favorite, Rise Air Conditioning, 77 years. Thank you so much for helping me extend our community's appreciation to all these businesses. And as amazing as it is to have so many businesses that have been and continuously serving our community for 50 plus years, I still actually have 2 more that go even further than that. And I'm so proud to be recognizing them tonight. If you would, please help me recognize them. When I call your organization, business to the stage, would you please join us so we can approve it appropriately? Thank you for your support. First, the law offices of Morgan and Docher. The firm was founded by J.H. Morgan in 1891 in Greenville, Texas, and has been in continuous operation ever since. Mr. Morgan was the father of J. Benton Morgan, who also practiced in law in Greenville. J. Benton Morgan and his wife, Almarine, gosh, I hope I said that right, were the parents of 3 children, Dr. R. Irvin Morgan, Beth Morgan Barnett, and J. Harris Morgan, who obtained his law degree from the University of Texas and returned to Greenville to follow in the footsteps of his father and grandfather by practicing law in Greenville for over 50 years. The Morgan family has always believed in equal rights for all and in giving back to the community. For example, this office was the first law office in Hunt County to have an integrated waiting room. It's a pretty big step, y'all. Integrity, professionalism, education, music, and entertainment in Greenville, and lifting the human spirit have always been the driving themes and force behind the law offices of Morgan and Docher for over 130 years. Please join me now in welcoming to the stage a true inspiration to all who know her, Miss Holly Docher. We love them, for sure. Our next business, its roots stretch way back to April 15, 1869, when the Herald was first published as a weekly newspaper. Owing to its more than 150-year history, it is among the oldest, if not the oldest, continually operating business in Greenville and in Hunt County. The business could have folded when the newspaper offices were destroyed in a fire that consumed the entire courthouse and the west side of the city square back in 1888. But in the true spirit of entrepreneurship, the newspaper preserved and continued publication from a new location on the rebuilt square. The newspaper changed owners and names several times from 1890 to 1956, being called the Morning Herald, the Independent Banner, and the Evening Banner. Today, the Greenville Herald Banner is owned by C&H LLC, which owns 114 newspapers in 21 states and has been a business in our community for 153 years. At this time, please help me welcome to the stage the editor of today's paper, Mr. Hank Murphy. look anywhere near 153. I get that all the time. On behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, thank you so much for tonight. Thank you to all our recipients of this special recognition for your continued support to our community. We proudly congratulate all these businesses, and we sincerely hope that all of you will continue to support them by buying locally, donating locally, and spreading appreciation for their company and others in our community. Thanks, y'all.
No, ma'am, not yet, not yet. That was so sweet of you to offer them to me. When I was getting my hair put up today, she said, will you have readers on? And I looked at her and was like, no, not yet. Don't rush that. It's almost here, but it's not time. Thank you so much, Amy. You did such a great job. She worked really hard on that. And I saw those notifications coming out. And it's a lot of work to find the history of all the different businesses and how long they've been here. And that says so much about our community, that these businesses have weathered so many storms and they're still here today. So I'm glad we had that opportunity tonight. Okay, it is now time to turn the show over to the Greenville Board of Development. So, if our 2020 past chair, Mr. Terry Thomas, will please take the stage, and we're going to turn it over to him.
I wasn't quite prepared. I want to first, and I always like to do this, is thank Tony, Larry, Warren, and their families, Linda, and Linda. Linda mostly. Where's Tim? Well, what a beautiful, we are so fortunate, and someone mentioned it earlier in the presentation, to have this wonderful facility that Tony donates to us. There's nothing like it in Greenville. So let's. I forgot my wine, Tony. I'll have one with you later. Oh yeah. I'll join you in a little while, okay? I'm extremely pleased to be here, and always. This is absolutely my favorite event of the year. And on behalf of the Greenville Board of Development, the hardest working Board of Development in the state of Texas, I promise you. I was there 6 years. Randy Tarpley and many others will tell you, there's no one works harder than Greg Sims, Barbara, and John at getting things done. So I was limited to 30 seconds. I'm over that by 2 minutes already. So let me, and of course we had a, thank you, Greg, my hammer. I've been waiting for this for a year and a half. My best boss in the world. My wife said several times, she said, you need to find a job that pays money. And I said, well, Greg Sims is offering the best job in the world, just anything. And it was a great job, Greg. Thank you. So many great times on that board, 6 years, but my job tonight is to, we had a year delay because of COVID, obviously. Everything's going to be blamed on COVID. But we still, those guys kept moving forward. You can't believe how hard they worked during a time where they couldn't have visitors. People couldn't travel to Greenville. But Greg, John, and Barbara kept hammering and hammering. I kept getting emails and I'm going like, are you kidding me? Are these people so interested in coming to Greenville? And they were. And let me tell you, Greenville, Texas is a place people want to come. And in the last year, it's proven that. We've got people like the Wildcatters and Hood and all these people. And it's going to grow. The growth is coming to Greenville, Texas, folks. And I told you when I ran for city council, our job, and thanks to my friend Jerry Branson. We are going to try to build an infrastructure and do things that can accommodate this growth. We have to. We absolutely have to. And we've got to do it the smart way. So with that, a wonderful gentleman followed me on the Board of Development. My good friend, Dr. Mark Scott. Would you come forward, please? I'm so glad he picked up that bow tie thing from Randy. I'm telling you. Now, I want to know if I hit him in the head with this or not. Oh, that's not all. Okay. More. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Dr. Ransom, would you come forward, please? Wow, that's beautiful. I've got some stuff on my lovely wall, but I think this might be the one. Wow. This is great. I will. I'm glad you, Craig. Thank you. The Chairman's Service Award in recognition and appreciation of Dr. Mark Scott, board member from 2016 to 2021. He was the vice chairman in 2020, took over the chairmanship in 2021. For your faithful leadership, commitment, I don't have my readers, you know, and wise and wise counsel. Thank you, Mark. Your support of our community in Greenville, Texas. Thank you, Mark, so very much.
So, this is the Chairman's Service Award in recognition and appreciation of Mr. Terry Thomas, Board Member 2015 to 2020, Vice Chairman 2017, 2018, and 2019, and Chairman of the Board on 2020, for the year 2020. For your leadership, commitment, and wise counsel during your 6 years of service to the Greenville Board of Development. We congratulate you for your service.
Thank you so much. Board of Development. Thank you.
Now that I have the weapon, I've been waiting a year and 2 months. I want to thank everybody for being here this evening. It's a great evening to see everybody, to be out, to be seen, to shake hands and talk to folks. Well, actually, I guess I'm still on Zoom, because you can only see me from here up, right? Actually, I have sweatpants on. But it's great to see everybody, and again, we've said it, but thank you for this lovely facility. IFI always donating their lovely facilities to all of us. It's always a pleasure to come out, see this wonderful facility and all the folks here. So and to break bread and to just have fellowship with everyone. And I think that's a wonderful thing. I missed it these last 2 years, and I am so glad to be here, and I'm glad to see everybody here tonight. But before I begin, I want to recognize the current Greenville Board of Development. So if you would please stand, we're still going to do the head, shoulders, knees, and toes once again. So Chairman Sean Franklin for this year. Vice Chairman is Holly Gray. Our Secretary Treasurer is Mr. Jerry Morris. Our board members are David Ellis, Tim Dooley, Dr. Chad Haney, who, as you all know, couldn't be here this evening due to health reasons, but we will keep him in our prayers and thoughts as he is on the mend. And we also want to recognize Mr. Barry Gluck. Sorry, Barry, please stand as well. I also want to recognize any past board members. My fellow bow tie, Mr. Randy Tartley. I want to recognize him. He's in the room. And I saw some others in the room that have been on the Board of Development. I'd like to have you stand as well to be recognized by all of us tonight. And Terry mentioned it, I'm kind of short now. Sometimes I think over here. But I want to recognize the Board of Development staff, starting with Greg Sims, the President and CEO. Last year we shared Greg with the great state of Texas as he did play double duty last year with regard to his chairmanship of the Texas Economic Development Council. Greg represented the state and made sure that the municipalities of this great state proceeded and did well relative to businesses and commerce across our great state and internationally. So we had to share Greg with his chairmanship, and he did a wonderful job representing us as well with the great state of Texas. And I want to applaud Greg for that. John Dixon, the marketing man extraordinaire. He's all things media. I want to recognize him as well. I don't see him. Where is he? Oh, you're over here. Okay. So I want to recognize John because he's the man who responds to the governor's office and does the things that is right with job fairs and always putting our face out there in the media. So we appreciate everything John is doing for this great city. Last and surely not least, I'm going to get close to the microphone because I want to make sure everyone hears Barbara Carter's name. I've been in the aerospace business for over 30 years, and we have a saying that she is the hydraulic fluid that keeps our plane going. And we truly appreciate Barbara. She does everything in the finance and contracts relative to the Board of Development, and we could not do it without you. All right, well, Greg said there was no speaker, so, but he did ask me to prepare a 45-page PowerPoint presentation regarding the implications of sales tax in an inflationary year. But unfortunately, I tried to load it, and it wouldn't load. So what I'll do is I'll just go over a few things that we did while we couldn't see everybody with regard to the city of Greenville. So, last year was, in fact, this time last year we were digging out of one of the most horrific weather events in this state. I got to know my wife very well that week and a half. My career kept me away from home, but that week and a half was a really good experience staying home, building snowmen. But I truly believe, and I've said this before, I've said it on the record, I'm going to say it again, that I believe that were it not for Alicia Hooks and the GEUS team and Summer Spurlock in the city of Greenville, Texas, that we would have been in a much worse position. And there were others as well. Without them and their preparation to the utmost, I believe we would have been in a really, really bad place. Last year was the Greenville Board of Development's 80th year. We we talked about a little bit just a minute ago with Ms. Wright. 80 years ago was 1941. So you can imagine what the United States was going through in 1941. We were in the midst of World War II, and we had not been attacked by the Japanese yet, but it was imminent. The Board of Development was created by some very visionary people in the city of Greenville. And without their vision, we could not have carried the torch we do today. You know, a quick snapshot of what we have done this past year. John Dixon and the board, again, with the job fairs over at the Fletcher Ward Center, have had excellent results. We completed and obtained approval from the United States Department of Labor and Industrial Maintenance Apprenticeship Program to proceed, and I believe he's going to kick that off this year under Chairman Franklin's leadership. Under the revitalization of downtown, we saw the return of a Greenville iconic brand of Mary Pudding Hill come back to Greenville, Texas. We also saw I will say those chocolate strawberries are very good. We also saw the redevelopment of the Farmers Market building, adding a community stage as well as a new chapter and restaurant downtown, Pato Amano. I believe, and I've heard just tonight, that he has plans to expand within the city, so really excited about that. We partnered with the CDB, and Kevin was regarding the Greenville tourism billboards. If you've seen them on I-30, they're pretty neat to look at as you drive into the city of Greenville. And we held the 7th Bob Wills Fiddle Festival. And I think that is a monumental result. I think the Haggards did a good job this year. Some of our major projects, we financed the Industrial Drive expansion as well as the Rutherford Drive expansion as well. We also received a state lead from the governor's office. Governor Abbott contacted John, and he had a lead on a firm that was already in a multi-state search of over 30 cities across from Georgia to Texas. This firm is going to construct a 500,000 square foot facility with an initial capital investment of $400 million, and he's going to bring just under 300 jobs to the city of Greenville. Through the collaboration and coordination and teaming with the city of Greenville, County Judge Stovall, GIS Superintendent, and the Greenville Board of Development, H.D. Hood LLC selected Greenville amongst those 30 cities across the South. To solidify that choice, they just completed negotiations of their real estate here within the city in December. It's been an interesting year, to say the least. Your Board of Development, we've been throwing some curveballs in the past 2 years, as has everybody in business and at home. It has been just an interesting time we live in. But we've taken those challenges, and we're here to serve you and promote and facilitate business within this city. As outgoing chairman, it was my distinct honor and pleasure to work with everybody in service of this great city. And I truly believe that in this great city, every time Pete Delkus on Channel 8 says something on the weather about Greenville, Texas, I always smile. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce the Honorable Jerry Ransom to the podium to say a few words about this past year.
Thank you. It's really an honor to be here tonight, and I'll try not to get too far from the microphone. I'm going to go off script for just a minute, although I think this week we received an email from Lee Bowles that stated that essentially the corona numbers had improved to the point that they were no longer going to issue the surge report, the weekly report that the hospital does. It does the status of COVID in our community. The first thing I'd like to do tonight, I'd like all the nurses and doctors, hospital workers, healthcare workers, public responders, anybody that has been involved in this process and helped us navigate. I'd like for you to stand so that we can express our appreciation for everything. Very much. We're very, very thankful for that. Many of you, I know, will be attending the State of the City and State of Hunt County in a couple of weeks at the Texan Theater. So tonight, really in the interest of time, and Denisha said there would be no speeches, I'm going to briefly review some of the highlights of my presentation that I'll be giving at that time. I don't think I have to tell you that Greenville is growing. The Census Bureau this fall reported that we were just over 28,000, and we feel like that's a significant undercount based on some of the metrics we have. Water meters, electric meters, our water usage has almost doubled in a period of time. So we feel our population is more like 30 or 31,000. We experience it in our traffic. All of you experience it in our traffic, and especially our rush hour traffic, I'm sure you know. If you haven't been on Wesley Street or Interstate 30 at 5 o'clock, it's usually 5 or 6 stoplights just to get through that intersection. Our sales taxes continue to grow at a compounded rate the last 3 years of about 15% a year. And last December, this last report that we had for December, we set a record, 2 records actually. Well, I guess we were over $1 million. That was the most sales tax that we did, $1,026,000, I think it was. We've collected more sales tax than we've ever collected, and that was the second month in our history, in the history of Greenville, when we've been over $1 million. So that is a real milestone. Families are attracted to Greenville, I think, for jobs, our schools, crime, quality of life, accessibility, and affordable housing, just to name a few. Jobs. I have a number of friends that worked in Dallas, and with the COVID, they've learned to work at home, so they work at home. I think that remote job working now has allowed people to consider moving to a location like Greenville. Our schools, when you think about our schools with our robotics and solar car programs, those teams don't just go and enter the competition. They win every year. Thank you, Tony Norman. I don't know where he is. Look around there at all those walls. It's amazing. And our wonderful vocational programs that we have, Culinary Arts and Suzuki Springs. I can tell you that our schools are a big, when we start talking to business, obviously families are interested if they're going to move to a community. Probably get on the internet and look at our schools. Okay, what is my 7-year-old, what's the school look like that we're going to go to? But also our businesses are important. That's one of the first things that comes up when a prospective business comes to town. We had a prospect in and we actually entertained them at the high school. It was an electric car manufacturer, and they were, I guess, in the lobby of GI of the high school with the robotics laboratory in the background. And it was amazing the reaction we got when they were there. It really is. So it's very important to our community. I think people crime or crime indexes of crime, that's one thing that drives people to the suburbs like Greenville. I don't know what it is about our quality of life. I've been here for 50 years. It was a choice for me. I always wanted to live in Greenville. I wanted to locate my business here. That was always a choice. As my business grew, I had opportunities to move to other locations in North Texas, but I never wanted to. I don't know how you can describe what we all experienced, but there's something special about Greenville, Texas. I wanted to say too that with our homes, affordable housing, this past year we built 450 homes, new homes, over 450 new homes. And isn't that great? And I'm not just talking about the really beautiful subdivisions that the Ellis family is doing, or Altura, some of our biggest home builders, but there's a lot of redevelopment and remodeling going on west and north of downtown. Get on Washington Street and drive west, and you see a lot of new homes, a lot of remodeled homes. Go to Sale and Pope, just just southwest or southeast of Grand Park. There's a really nice community developing there, all new homes. Most have garages. It's really nice. There's new development near the hospital on Wellington Street, about 35 new homes there. And of course, there's a big development going in right now, just north of the high school between Colorado and Linesware. I think about 60 or 70 homes. So, and we have, just so you'll know, we have approximately 4,000 home sites are planned in the city limits of Greenville. Think about that. So when you talk about infrastructure, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but it's amazing. And we have approximately 4,500 homes that are planned within our ETJ, which is within the vicinity of Greenville. And we have to prepare for that. So if you think about all those homes, it's just amazing. During 2021, the city added 21 new commercial buildings, and we had retailers like Ashley, Specs, Fossil Liquors, Liquor Depot, those kinds of Freddy's, whatever. And all of those, I think, are adding to our sales tax. We've talked about the Board of Development. I could spend 30 minutes telling you the story about the Board of Development. We all know about that. But their performance the last 7 years, really, since Greg got here and got his feet on the ground and got started, has resulted in an estimated almost $700 million in capital expenditures, $699.8 million in CapEx. That's resulted in 1,840 new and or retained jobs. Think about that. Now, GBOD's budget is approximately $1 million a year, so they spend about $7 million recruiting $700 million in CapEx. So that's a return on investment. For every dollar spent, we get a $100 return. Wouldn't you like some of that stock? Wouldn't you like to own some of that? And that doesn't include any that trickle down from sales tax and other things that we experience. Taxes, I'd just like to talk about taxes for a minute, because this city council and past city councils have been focused on reducing the tax rate. And in the last 5 years, we reduced the tax rate 11 cents in the last 5 years. In 2029, we adopted the effective tax rate, which means that no taxpayer should have seen a dollar year-over-year tax increase. And I don't think, we looked at the archives, I don't think that's ever been done before. And this year, we raised the taxes, increased on a $100,000 home, increased $21. And at the same time, I think that home is appreciating, according to estimates, between $5,000 and $15,000. So we have excellent water. Mark mentioned H.P. Hood. One of the differentiators in H.P. Hood coming here, they tested our water 38 times. Can you imagine that? It's a dairy manufacturer, so they'll use $1 million gallons a day of water for their processing, and that's very interesting. Our electric rates, when you talk about electric rates, our electric rates are 2 cents below the North Texas average. Our library just received the 2021 Achievement Award, and we have the GMA, the Texan, Mighty Perfect Museum, et cetera, Christmas Parade, 4th of July, fireworks, et cetera, Cotton Patch Bike Race, and our sports park, which attracts thousands of people to Greenville every year. And I think those are some of the reasons that people and families and businesses and investors are attracted to Greenville. And that's really why Greenville's growing. But one of the things we have to do, and we've mentioned this, and the city council is very focused on this, we have to prepare for the growth. And we do have, as you know, a lot of aging infrastructure that hasn't been maintained, and we didn't always in the past build infrastructure that lasts. So, and I'm not talking about just streets, which are very visible, that as you dodge some of the potholes. We're working on that program. I'll talk about it briefly and talk in more depth in 2 weeks. But it applies to our underlying utilities in our city. In downtown Greenville, we don't know how old the utilities are, but we know they're at least 70 years old. And at some point, we're going to have to address those types of problems. Most of you know, I'm sure, whether you have a family or a business, many of you have businesses here, or even the city of Greenville, growth consumes cash. It's something I say. I think Greg's tired of me saying that. But it applies to anything, and it's very financially challenging to balance growth and these infrastructure upgrades. Unfortunately, history has provided an opportunity for us with these historically low interest rates to upgrade our infrastructure at this time. It's a great time to do that. And fortunately, we're working on that with our $50 million street bond, where we sold $50 million. We were spending about $2 million a year on streets, and we weren't making progress, we weren't catching up because infrastructure costs, street costs were going up. But so we decided to use that $2 million. $2 million at the interest rates we're paying today, roughly 2%, will amortize $50 million. And so we were able to propose that to the citizens, and the citizens approved it 4-1 in the last election. And we're working on that. People are asking questions about that. The day we voted and it was approved, we still have to sell the bonds. We sold the bonds in September. We actually, after we sell the bonds, we get the money a month later. So we got the money in October. And we've been working on that, and we hope to have that street bond completed, all the work on that street bond completed in the next 2 years. So we're working on that very hard. I want to just talk also about our water line. I think many of you who were here remember in 2008, the drought we had in 2008 that threatened our intake, and then there was another one in 2013. And I'll tell you why in a minute, why I remember the one in 2013. But what happened is we get our water, most of you know, from Lake Tawakoni. It's a raw water line that runs mostly parallel to Highway 69. The intake is on the eastern shore of Lake Tawakoni, and it runs parallel to 69 to the reservoirs in the north part of Greenville. And in 2013, our lakes were, Lake Tawakoni was 14 feet low, and it was threatening our intake. We weren't going to be able to get water out of the lake, and it's a fixed thing. And at the time, I remember I was driving to Dallas for a meeting. I think anyway, I was listening to PBS radio, and they had a climatologist on. He was an expert. And he very self-righteously proclaimed that the lakes of North Texas will never be full again. And we can all be happy he said that, because in about 3 days it started raining, and in about a week it was overflowing at Lake Tawakoni. So it's really nice. And Lake Lincoln, many of you know him. He is our local guru on all things water in Texas and North Texas. And he was driving to Carthage at that time. He had to get off the road because it was raining so hard. But anyway, we have those programs that are going on. We also, our radio infrastructure for our police and for our public safety people and our city is old. It's not maintained anymore. We are working on an infrastructure project, radios. We have an emergency operations center and a training center for our firemen. They currently, their headquarters is currently in an old fire station that was built in 1953 on Templeton Street. Some of you remember it probably. And the conditions are abysmal. I wouldn't recommend that you visit there. And they have to maintain blueprints of some of the buildings. I'm sure they have blueprints of Tony's building in case there's a fire out here or whatever. But we're working on a new location for an emergency operations center and a training center for our firemen. And we really need that. And when I became mayor, I've always felt that downtown was a diamond in the rough, and we needed to do something about it. And I appointed a committee called the Vision 22 Committee that is chaired by Randy Tartley, who's here tonight, and D. Hilton. I haven't seen D, and it's comprised of about 15 members from our community to try to work out a plan for redeveloping downtown. And they're just getting started on that. I think they're about to get a planner selected, and we'll look forward to what they're going to do there. But I want to tell you the reason I'm really positive about Greenville. First of all, we have a great city council. I was going to ask them to stand, but they've done that already several times. But we work together. Like we don't always agree, but we're not disagreeable. But we have great leadership in our city. If you haven't met Summer Spurlock, she has almost a photographic memory. I don't know if you've ever been managed or manage somebody when you have that. I'll put it this way, husbands, it's that deal when your wife says, do you remember when you asked you about that 2 weeks ago? That's Summer. So she has that too, and she's great. Alicia Hooks is, of course, our chairman of GEUS, and she is currently the president of the Texas Public Power Association. And so not only is she recognized locally here, but she's recognized by her peers in the industry statewide. Congratulations, Alicia, for a job well done. Greg Sims, we've already talked about Greg, and Carol Kirkendall, she's the city secretary, and that title is probably the biggest misnomer of any title I've ever seen, because she's much more than a secretary. She does public information requests, she knows all the election laws, she does everything to keep everybody in the city coloring between the lines. And so we're very lucky to have her. She's been working in the city for a number of years. I think unfortunately she's about to retire. I don't know what we're going to do without her, but she's really good. And we also have Daniel Ray, who is our city attorney, who does a great job on behalf of the city. So I hope that gives you an idea. I'd like to talk about some of these other projects at the upcoming meeting when we have the state of the city. But I'm very honored to be your mayor, and I'm very positive about what's happening here. I think we're the next wide spot in the road that's really going to grow, and I'm just very proud of everything that's going on. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, we have 2 more pieces of business for the Greenville Ward Development, and then we'll get to that 45-page PowerPoint presentation. We got to 11. We're going to talk about taxes. No, I'm going to talk about the Community Investment Award. This is our 10th time that we've awarded this to a firm in the city of Greenville. And I'd like to announce that for the this would be 2021 award would go to Freeze in Store. And I'd like to ask that Mr. David Evans and Ms. Gina Van Ness. David Evans is the CEO of Freeze in Store, and Gina Van Ness is the Vice President of Finance and Special Projects. Freeze in Store is a refrigerated warehouse business with deep chill capability. Recently completed phase 1 of their 130,000 square foot refrigerated warehouse for industrial and consumer product storage here in Greenville. Based upon Freeze in Store's $20 million investment and the creation of over 30 jobs in Greenville during the pandemic, we want to recognize Freeze in Store this evening for their investment and their confidence in the city of Greenville for placing their facility within the confines of our city. So congratulations. I'd like to read the award to you here, sir, if that's okay. Community Investment Award in appreciation to Freeze in Store, Greenville LLC, over $20 million investment with over 30 jobs created for the city of Greenville for the year 2021. Congratulations. Thank you, sir.
I probably wasn't expected to talk, and I don't have a presentation to give, but I would like to say real quickly on behalf of my family that we're a family-owned organization in the hillbilly part of Arkansas, and we're so happy to be in Greenville, and thanks to Greg and his team and his board, and just the friendliness. And if I could define what we found in Greenville as we were looking to where we wanted to grow, friendly was the word that we found. And it was, there's lots of other things going on as I've learned here tonight. I'm new to this arena. The business that I have would have been recognized in the above 50 category, 60 plus years in Springdale, Arkansas. And I hope 50 years from now, that Freezing Store will be on the board in Greenville, Texas. So, it's my heartfelt thank you for this, and appreciation to Greg and the city of Greenville for recognizing us tonight. Thank you.
All right. Well, it just seems like minutes ago I was presenting with this gal. Now I must transfer it to the current chairman of the Greenville Board of Development, Mr. Sean Franklin. I will say that the city of Greenville and the Board of Development is in very, very good hands. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Chairman Mark. I'm not going to take long because I'm the last speaker to be on the podium before turning back over to Denisha for the Worthy Citizen Award. But I do want to say we've got such a bright future here in Greenville after what we've just heard from Mayor Ransom and Dr. Mark Scott. There's so many great things going on here in Greenville. I just ask that you all get out and drive around and just look at all the projects going on right now. And think about all the projects that have gone on over the past 5 years. It's phenomenal what's going on in Greenville, Texas. We've got a bright, bright future ahead of us. But, you know, those projects don't just happen by themselves. They don't just pop up. They're not by chance. There's so many people involved in making that happen. On behalf of the Board of Development, I just want to take the time to thank some of those people who collaborate with us and make those things happen each year. Our attorney for Board of Development, George Alexander, I want to recognize him. Shelley Corrales and those on the Chamber of Commerce staff and the Chamber of Commerce Board, the Greenville City Council, the City Manager, Summer Spurlock, our great Mayor, Jerry Ransom, County Judge, Bobby Stovall, who could not be here tonight, has been very instrumental in so many projects for the year. The Commissioner's Court, the GISD School Board, Superintendent Sharon Booth, Hunt County Regional Hospital District, Lee Bowles, Rich Carter, Dr. Pam Anglin with Harris Junior College, Dr. Mark Rudin, President of Texas A&M Commerce, Alicia Hooks and the GEUS staff, and so many others, all of you out in this audience, thank you. I want to say also, Randy Tarpley, you don't know I'm about to say this, but when I came on the board, you're saying, and I'm going to steal that saying tonight, it's a great day to be in Greenville, Texas. I challenge each of you to exact, kind of like, how about them Cowboys? It's a great day to be in Greenville, Texas. Thank you.
I love it. Great job, Sean, and welcome to being chairman. We're so excited to have you. A lot of you don't know, but Sean Franklin and I were in the Hunt County leadership class together, and we worked on the project, The Spot, that we currently need to get the sign back up for. But we're honored to have you in that position. It has been a wonderful night. I like this setup, Greg, where we don't have a speaker. This is good. This is good. That was a good thought. So we have two more things to do. We're going to do our worthy citizen, and then I'm going to do closing remarks. I timed it. It's 3 minutes and 5 seconds, so just hang with me after our worthy citizen announcement. Okay, Mayor Jerry Ransom and Council Member Terry Thomas, if you will come forward, it is time for us to announce our worthy citizen.
Good evening, 2019. The very first thing I think we need to do, we've not done this in the past, is let's recognize all the past worthy citizens. Please stand. Bonnie, so appreciate you all, and you're still so active in the community. It's unbelievable. You're true servants. I think it's your line there, Mayor. We didn't practice, so.
Worthy citizens committee once again nailed our selection after considering several very worthy nominees.
Well, I surely couldn't agree more. The winner this year. Do we need help? Yeah. Cut off the line to table 11, okay? Well, you know, I can't agree more. The winner this year has been on our radar for 4 consecutive years. I can tell you this process with the board, and as you probably know, I don't know if it's in the handout tonight, I didn't see it, but we go back 5 winters, and we get together and meet several times. It was kind of difficult during COVID. A lot of it was done during telephone conversations. Picking a winner with all the great people we have in this community is so difficult. This person has been on our radar for 4 consecutive years.
We've all heard about people who work from Texas but got here as quick as they can. And our winner tonight is no exception.
Absolutely not. And I understand why. Have you ever spent a winter day in the Hawkeye State? And considering this individual likes Arizona and lots of sunshine, it's easy to understand them getting here as fast as they could.
Someone told me our winner has more reading glasses than a Walmart eyeglasses stand. And they're never without a package of crackers. That's some clues for you. Anybody know who it is?
I also learned that this person was the most mischievous child of 7, and their favorite things to do was shop and decorate, and their favorite color was red. And the most peculiar thing I found through a secret source was that they hid Christmas presents throughout the house and forgot about them, and found them throughout the year.
So Terry, I imagine our nominee knows who she is, but I think we should name a few other things that our that our winner has some of her notable accomplishments.
Can I start that off?
Sure.
Thank you. 20-plus years affiliated with the Greenville Chamber as a member, sat on the board of directors, and still serves as an ambassador. Past board member of the United Way, table sponsor and volunteer at numerous annual banquets. Regular volunteer with Bras for the Cause and allowing contestants to display their entries and artwork in their downtown business storefront. Member of the Altrusa Club for 20-plus years, serving in multiple leadership roles. Tour of Homes chairperson, director, and membership chairman. Initiated to make someone smile to all local nursing homes. The year before COVID hit, gave away 492 coffee mugs, each containing flowers for those living in those care assisted living facilities. Can you help me here, Mayor?
She also serves and dedicates time on the fish board, opened their own business location in the second business location in downtown Greenville, helping promote the beautify the downtown area. Organized and founded the Festival of Trees, a holiday fundraiser that supports most of the county nonprofit groups, and has led that effort for 5 years. Founder and promoter of Good Neighbor Day that provides a dozen roses at no cost to each person wishing to provide a rose to the neighbor of their friend. The person keeps one rose and gives the remaining 11 to the neighbors or friends. This has been done for 5 years. And successful business person for over 48 years, 33 of those years on here in Greenville.
A great person who has a tough time saying no. They love Greenville, its people, and promotes its growth. Her contributions, sacrifice, hard work, enthusiasm, and friendly attitude make her our unanimous selection for the 2020 Worthy Citizen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please as Terry and I to welcome to the stage Ms. Luann.
Rachel and Mike, please join me.
Thank y'all so very much. What a surprise. Greenville, Texas is a great place to be. My husband convinced me about 40 years ago that this was paradise. So I left my family in Arizona and came here and decided to go not once, but twice, but 3 businesses now. And sometimes he kind of doubts me, but he's always there for me. And so is my daughter. Thank y'all so very much, and I love
Okay, so I was trying to figure out how I was going to segue into Luann wants everyone to know that you should not take the centerpieces tonight. But this is a perfect segue because she's the Worthy Citizen of the Year. So please leave your centerpieces. It's been a wonderful night. and we have recognized so many incredible people. This is where Shelly told me, whenever she asked me to do this, she said, I want this to be your personality. And so, but she gave me a script, and I'm like, how do I make it my personality when I have a script? So I have kept mostly to the script, but I'm going to close this out with my own words for all of us tonight. What an incredible moment in time for Greenville and Hunt County. Our time is valuable to each and every one of us. We all get the same 24 hours in a day. We get to choose how we spend it. When you look around this room, you see familiar faces. Faces you have served with or observed serving. If you are in this room tonight, I'm going to put us all in the same category. But now listen, I know we're all unique and individual, but for this purpose, I'm going to put us in one common place. We are the people that use our time to serve others and give back to our community. We are the selfless ones. We are the ones that know that T-I-M-E, time, spells L-O-V-E, love. They say one of the greatest gifts you can give someone is your time. We are the ones with the vision for a better tomorrow. No matter what yesterday looked like, or even what today looks like, we are the ones using this moment in time to better our community and building a foundation for the generation that will come behind us. We are the trailblazers for Greenville and Hunt County. We are the dreamers, the visionaries, the planners, the doers, the ones with the passion and fire inside of us to continue to make Greenville and Hunt County the very best version of itself. And it all starts with us. We are the leaders in this moment in time. We set the pace. The speed of the leader is the speed of the team. John Maxwell has an excellent quote I want to share with you. Leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. How do you gain influence from people? You invest in them. How do you invest in them? It starts with giving them time. So I challenge you in this very moment in time. Think about why you want to invest your time in this community. Think about what you are passionate about in this community. How can you be the change? Right now, you know something in our community that's lacking, or you even have a new idea. Don't let another year go by. Take action on that nudge in your heart and in your mind. We're placed in this moment in time to make a difference. You have a purpose. Go and fully fulfill that purpose, because when you go and live purposefully, you inspire that in others. And that's when magical things begin to change. And the things that once seemed impossible become real. Individually, we can accomplish some, but together, we can accomplish much. So take your ideas, your passion, and let's go make 2022 the very best year yet for Greenville and Hunt County. Congratulations again to all of you who were in the spotlight tonight and recognized, and for all of you that serve us every single day. I hope everyone had a wonderful evening, and I want to end on this note. Remember, we are only given a certain number of moments in time. Make yours count. Thank you.
This video has been brought to you by GEUS 34. GEUS is your community-owned provider for electric, internet, cable TV, and true local programming.